Kinley Corporation will be installing a 50,000 square foot complex to include a popular hotel, retail store, and a Dave & Buster's type sports lounge. She became interested in reporting while working with a TV truck during basketball games. The school you see behind me, along with Boardmanville Elementary School in Olean, were closed last June in order to help trim the district budget. In that same year, Forna Stadium was constructed. The Warming House first opened its doors in 1974, and since then has been a place that provides Olean residents with friendship, warmth, and food. Kay Pelzinski reports on what may be the light at the end of the road. Planking, also known as the lying down game, originated in England in 1997, but didn't become popular in the United States until 2011. Sprague's, a local turkey farm in Portville, New York, has been family operated for at least 50 years. Last June, the Spragues purchased over 1,300 day-old poults, and by Thanksgiving, all of them are sold. Joanne Sprague, owner and president of the turkey farm, explains how the fowl makes its way from the farm to your table.
It just goes like a production line. Someone stands and they humanely do it. It's done by a stun gun. Package them, box them, and put their name on the boxes and the price, and then they pick them up on the 20th.
Ms. Sprague says because her turkeys are free range, that they are cut above commercial raised turkeys, which is something that keeps her customers coming back year after year.
It speaks for itself. It's so good. It's superior. You can't beat it.
For SBU TV, I'm Kayla O'Keefe. Planking is the act of lying face down in an unusual location or on an unusual object for a photograph. Planking, also known as the lying down game, originated in England in 1997, but didn't become popular in the United States until 2011. Planking has swept the nation by storm because of its simplicity. Anything can be planked, from stairs to TVs and even other people. Avid planker Jen Thomas describes how to perform the perfect plank.
The first thing you have to do is assess the situation. You have to look around and see, okay, is this actually plausible? Can I actually plank this? You then proceed to approach the object, see what would be the best position. You then get onto whatever the object is and line your body up perfectly straight, and your arms, this is the tricky part, your arms have to be out to the side. It has to be purely a straight plank.
There are no rules to planking. Overall, planking is a fun way to pass the time with peers. However, there are some guidelines you should follow.
Planking isn't really for amateurs. I would really recommend that if you are going to plank, make sure you have a spotter, and make sure that you practice. Like, start small and gradually elevate to riskier situations. But not too risky, because that's dangerous.
For SBU TV, I'm Kayla O'Keefe. Football first started at St. Bonaventure University as an intramural sport in 1890. By 1903, an interscholastic team was created. Dennis Frank, University Archivist, explains who the Brown Indians faced in battle.
1915 is really the beginning of our major focus on interscholastic sports. That was about the time that the Little Three began with Canisius and Niagara. And primarily from that point on, we played with other Catholic colleges until after World War II.
The team saw huge changes once Hugh DeVore, All-American from Notre Dame, came to coach in 1946. In that same year, Forna Stadium was constructed. It was able to hold up to 10,000 fans and used to be located between Hopkins Hall and the Friary on St. Bonaventure's campus. Through DeVore's tenure, the Brown Indians went 29-9-1, but all good things must come to an end.
We ended football here at St. Bonaventure primarily because of money. But we were losing about $50,000 a year in 1950. That's about $500,000 now. It was tough to get a good schedule. If you can't get a good schedule, you can't make money, and so the two kind of conspired against each other.
Looking through the archives, Frank found some surprising information.
We had a couple of undefeated teams in the 1900s, one of which didn't even allow a first down against it. The other allowed no scores against it. So they weren't just undefeated, they were overwhelming.
For SBU TV, I'm Kayla O'Keefe. Elementary school is a time for young children to gain the basic knowledge of reading, writing, and arithmetic, but some students in the Olean district are having to cope with changes in location as well. The school you see behind me, along with Boardmanville Elementary School in Olean, were closed last June in order to help trim the district budget. Dr. Colleen Taggarty, superintendent of the Olean district, explains why these particular two schools were chosen.
And we looked at class sizes and we looked at what capacity was in each building. We were not using the buildings to capacity. And so we looked at it and said if we close two schools, we can reduce, obviously, our expenses and keep our programs moving forward.
The 220 students from the closed schools now attend Eastview Elementary and Washington West, where Taggarty says they are easily adapting to the change.
The staff really came in ready to help the students make the transition and to ensure that it would be as smooth as possible.
Although roughly 40 teaching positions were lost, everyone in the district has combined to make this a favorable learning experience for the children.
It's been difficult. It's been really heart-wrenching to close two schools. Our community has come together, our staff has come together for the betterment of our students.
For SBU TV, I'm Kayla O'Keefe.
That brown line is the water line, where the water was from the ocean. We're like a block away from the ocean.
When disasters like Hurricane Sandy strike, Bonner Responds, a service organization based out of St. Bonaventure University, is there to help. Roughly 30 students drove down with Bonner Responds to Rockaway, New York, where they met with alumni and other volunteers to assist in any way they could. Jim Mahar, leader of the group, explains.
70 volunteers total, working on 16 houses across the area. We removed all the debris from the homes and we gutted their basements out and hopefully turned them on the right road to recovery.
Emily Sorokis, grad student and first-time Bonner responder, talks about her experience working with those affected.
The two main houses that I worked on were older men, so they had all of their memories from their entire lives and things that you just imagine that they planned on passing down to their families. And we just had to throw it all away because it was either covered in mud or it was going to get moldy. We tried to save as much as we could.
Mahar and the group went to the home of a retired NYPD police officer who was in desperate need of some help.
He lost his wife. He had been sick or injured in the storm. For 2 days he'd spent in the hospital. He got out of the hospital, he goes home, there's no heat, there's no electric, there's no wife anymore, there's no family in the area. And he's absolutely overwhelmed. He had no idea what to do, no idea where to turn to. He had never been through any of this before. He admitted he was suicidal.
He told me that he wanted to get up on the roof and jump off the roof and kill himself.
We probably had about 40 to 50 volunteers working on the house at some point, and we left it completely, the downstairs was cleaned out and gutted.
He was so thankful. He literally all day just kept saying, "You guys saved my life, you guys saved my life."
And he told me when we left that it was like a group of angels just appeared and helped them.
I'm really happy that I went with Bonner Responds and that we did go because people really need help.
For SBU TV, I'm Kayla O'Keefe.